Alrighty guys, today I'm going to show you how I beat Julius as Riku without using any Balloon Guard commands. And the reason I say that is because Balloon Guard is a really good strategy to use against him. It does a hell of a lot of damage, and it can be done while you're avoiding him. But just in case you're unable to get those, this is how I did it. I actually did this as a practice. I was not even intending to beat him, but I was sort of walking through the area and the fight appeared, and I was like, oh yeah, I'll give it a couple of goes. And this was my probably third or fourth attempt. Anyway, so I haven't got the best commands on, I haven't got the best abilities on or anything, but I can highly recommend having attack boost, magic haste, attack haste, all of that good stuff so that your commands will be recharging as quickly as possible. You'll notice I've got the Unbound Keyblade on, which has a really good strength stat of 18. You get that by completing all of these secret portals as either character. So I just beat all of these secret portals as Riku, and therefore I got my Keyblade. And here we are. So the biggest tip I can give you is really just how to avoid the final phase of the fight. Everything else is really not too bad. Like a lot of his attacks you just have to dodge because you can't really block them. You'll see what I mean a bit later on. The one you can block though is that one there you can block. That one there you can block. But if you don't, you unfortunately get caught in that 3-hit combo, which can kill you because it voids once more and second chance. So I brought two curated commands with me. Aerial Slam, which is just about useless. Now this is the command here, this is the attack here that he does that you want to see, because whenever he does that, you're like, great, I've got an opportunity to attack now. You want to block, and you want to block for... You got two strategies with that. You can either block the entire attack by just pressing block once, and he will just do so many continuous hits to you that you won't have to reapply, and then activate Counter Aura right at the end. Or you can be cheeky and activate Counter Aura a bit earlier on. That's quite risky though, because you want to, if you do activate Counter Aura about halfway through, you are then vulnerable to more attacks. If you spam block while you're doing Counter Aura, you can potentially block again and fire off another Counter Aura. But for me that happens maybe once out of every 3 times to get the timing right, so unless you've really mastered the timing, I would just recommend blocking the entire combo. Like so, and yeah, firing off a Counter Aura right at the end. If you have this Shadow Strike ability equipped, which I believe is a story ability, so you should, don't let it catch you off guard. It caught me off guard a few times when I was expecting to block an attack. But it did save me a few times as well. So yeah, keep applying Cure whenever you need to. We're almost at the halfway point, which is... I get grabbed here, whoops. But it's a good opportunity to actually tell you what to do. So, the only really dangerous part is the blackout part. You either get confused, blacked out, or poisoned. Yeah, and it goes one into the other. So if you have the respective abilities to block all of those on your Dream Eaters, that's an excellent strategy. Just due to the fact that I don't get confused, I guess I have confused block on, because that can be quite annoying. Alright, here we are. You want to run as quickly as possible and as far away as possible. Basically just hop in to your flow motion and run away, run to the very top of the map. From my understanding, while Julius is in this mode, he's always looking for you and how he can do damage to you. So you see how he's just kind of standing still over there? I really shouldn't have bothered curing there because he couldn't do anything to me if he couldn't find me. If that makes sense. Like, he was just standing still, I assume, because the game doesn't know how to, you know, make him attack you when you're in the top corner of the map. Every other scenario, like if you're on top of these, we'll call them walls, just because why not? They know how to attack you, he knows how to do that big jump against the very top. If you're on the floor, obviously he can just run right at you. But if you're on the top, he doesn't really know what to do. So you can just sort of wait it out until his hands stop glowing with electricity, and then you really continue the fight as normal. I'm going to show you that a little bit later on. So as long as you can just avoid that initial assault, you're kinda in the clear so long as you just stay at the very top of the map. The only dangerous part is if you're in the very top center. Here we go. Now, did I do it correctly this time? We'll see. Oh yeah. Lock off him at this point because the camera is not your friend. the way he just flips around so quickly. So same again, I just flee as quickly as possible. Here's the dangerous part because he can jump there, but don't hang around long and you'll be fine. I think I just start doing loops around the map. You'll notice he's not chasing me, he's just kind of stuck there because he doesn't really know what to do. Alright, and his hands have stopped glowing, so that means I can come in. So there, he just did his little jump there. Great, I can start attacking him again. So the commands I've got are pretty basic. Shadowbreaker and Icebreaker I really like because they're really good damage dealers. You'll notice that he gets sort of staggered after every like, I don't know, roughly 10 hits or so. Now I don't know if that's a damage threshold or a hit threshold, but it seems that we can interrupt his combos with doing enough damage to him. And like I said, I don't know if that's hits or actual amount of damage, but sometimes they get a bit cheeky. Like right there, for example, in the middle of an attack, it just broke the chain because, you know, I was still hitting him. So, because it was kind of my testing run, I did get a little bit cheeky against him, but yeah, whenever he leaps at you, you can easily just do one roll to the side as either Sora or Riku, and you'll be fine. Plan for a counter attack. That attack is the most lethal. If you're on the ground, that's it for you pretty much. You're pretty much screwed. But yeah, if you find yourself on the ground because of the camera or whatever, just try get out of there as quickly as possible. Yeah, every now and then that's the danger. You might, for some reason, get stuck there. That can be particularly lethal. So make sure you're really, really high above the green bit of that fountain rooftop there. Make sure you get way above that, because it's caught me out a couple of times. For whatever reason, flow motion doesn't trigger. And yeah, I just beat him, so I hope that helped. If not, the Balloonga strategy always works quite well. But for me, yeah, Icebreaker, Shadowbreaker, Thunder Dash for actually getting some distance. That did quite a lot of use for me. Sorry, I found quite a lot of use of Thunder Dash. And at least 2, if not 3 Curaga commands, and then you should be pretty much right to go. I'll show you my stats in a second.
Time, behave.
That's right, behave. And for your efforts, you're rewarded with the Ultimo Keyblade. Looks pretty good in this incarnation. Looks almost like a hybrid of the first and the second, rather from Kingdom Hearts 1 and Kingdom Hearts 2. Yeah, so I'll show you my stats in just 1 second. I believe I'm level 52, 53, somewhere in there. 52, there you go. So I had the Unbound on, and here is the Ultima, has 16 in each stat, as opposed to the Unbound 18, 14. And here we are. So yeah, if you decide you want to refight him, you can walk right up to the little grate that he came from and refight him again. But you really only need to beat him once to complete the game, 100%. So I hope this helped, guys, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye.